For thousands of years, men have relied upon observation and intuition to find the medicinal value in plants. The modern science only confirms the accuracy of knowledge accumulated by our ancestors. The way of aromancy is to respect the personal experience of the individual, and if possible, educate with any information you have at hand to create a new story of their own olfactory experience. Traditional healers looked for clues in the shape of plants for treating a specific illness. Doctrine of signature is a belief that medicinal value is found in a plant that has a shape similar to an organ. Yarrow, for example, is a herb known for its ability to stop bleeding and heal wounds, has spreading wiry stems and leaves resembles the vascular system. Acacia has a delicate mellow scent that seems to reach deep in your consciousness for the answer to the mystical. Ball-shaped yellow flowers spreading in every direction gives the sense of optimism. Colors are an important key to finding a meaning of each essential oils. Red is color of passion but also of anger. Orange-yellow, optimism but also impatience. Green is the color of growth but also of envy. Blue is the color of loyalty but also of conservatism. Violet is the color of intuition but also of impracticality. The geography, climatic condition can tell something about the essential oil's characteristics. Plants that grow in cold climate must keep their exposure to the environment to a minimum while receiving enough sunlight. Conifers, for example, make needle leaves. Their shape personifies and relate to someone who withholds their emotion rather quietly. Their strength is the patience. In tropical climate with plenty of sunlight and moisture, plants can grow larger, more vibrant. Their environmental stress comes from insects and microorganisms that literally eat their flesh away. To protect from their enemies, many plants produce sharp, spicy scent. In human personality, they may be open and friendly, but at times be abrasive or make preemptive attack. In hot desert climate, plants' preoccupation is to keep moisture in. They try to minimize the exposure to preserve precious fluids. Some plants, like frankincense, produce resins, which is like thick blood of the tree. Personality traits of desert-type person may be stoic, a bit aloof, yet passionate. In Mediterranean climate, which is temperate, produces plants that are resilient to salty breezes that dries them. There are many essential oils from this region that are known to be effective in protecting the skin. In temperate zones, plants do not need so much effort in protecting themselves against the environment, just as people of this region. They are easygoing, soft and gentle, and optimistic. Humans have been the beneficiary of plants in all its existence. Plants have fed us, housed us, and kept us warm. We learned to make fuel out of them and found medicine in them. Each culture has an affinity to a plant. Linden tree has a gentle green flower with faint sweet scent. In Central Europe, this tree is planted in the center of town, where people gather each day to meet and greet. The scent of linden, therefore, has an association to a community. For those who find scent of linden, communication may be an issue in their life. Flower of marigold, with its deep, mysterious, slightly medicinal scent, is used widely as an offering to gods in India. Marigold is often planted between food crop as a pest repellent. These two factors suggest that the scent of marigold is for a person who needs not so much adoration, but who is deserving of respect. Learning and having vocabulary to describe scent profile expands your ability to communicate and share common experience. And of course, the therapeutic properties, which are well documented for most essential oils on market. Every seed has the desire to germinate, grow to maturity, and create the next generation. But the seed does not have a choice where it falls or gets planted. Even those lucky enough to sprout, the land may be difficult or inhospitable for a variety of reasons. Was the Mother Earth too hard and dry, difficult to get water and nutrients? Was she fertile, yet over-fertilized and your root was burned? Was there too many competition for the available space? In our case, what we receive from parents, their DNA, their socio-economical status, presence and order of siblings cannot be changed. We must simply accept the fate and do our best to survive. Though we cannot change the circumstance of our foundation, we can support it by finding out what we need today. Essential oils in water elements has in general warming, grounding, and tonifying quality. At the most interior you'll find female tonics. Next you'll find essences with clear, calm, water, womb-like quality. Third line you will find essences to give strength to your back. Fourth line is more earthly, strong, rooting or grounding essences. Fifth and the last line you will find masculine, dry, smoky, salty essences. Plants spread leaves to receive the sunlight in order to trap carbons to build their body. In the process, they exhale oxygen for the animals to use in their metabolic process. Animals in turn exhale carbon dioxide back and their waste fertilize the soil. In the competitive environment we live in, there are also undesirable or toxic elements, and since we must be open to receive the goodness, there is nothing we can do to avoid the evil. Plants produce essential oils to protect themselves against their enemies. Their enemy may be cold from long winter, or against dry, intense heat of desert, or salty air that rob their moisture, or insects and microorganisms that eat them alive. We live in a shared environment, and since everyone has the free will as birthright, there is nothing we can do to avoid actions of others that affect us, especially when we are still young and have not developed our defense mechanisms. Was your family cold and indifferent, physically and emotionally abrasive or violent? Were they unreliable or undependable and had to fend for yourself? And how did you deal with it? Quietly persevere? Forcefully push back? Be indifferent or aloof? The lesson in life is regardless of what you received, you must let it go and move on. When you are constipated, all the toxin has to come out of you somewhere, and that is your skin. Earth element's function is to take or gain energy with your own effort, living the life of animals. We do not survive without taking life of others. Hunting for food requires skill and strength. As a social animal, we must find a suitable role in the game of life. Today, we may no longer need brute strength to get food, but the life is ever more complicated, competition ever so fierce, and we must choose and learn the necessary skill wisely in order to get ahead. That's the dilemma. Am I making the right move? Am I in the right group of friends? Studying the right subject? Am I going to have the right partner? Is everything agreeable? The challenge is to assume full responsibility of your own action and the outcome, and this requires courage. Essential oils in the earth element are uncomplicated and uplifting for the most part. They are warming and quite yummy. Many are spices that are used to elevate the energy of food that are otherwise dead. Some are calmative or act as digestive aid. All citrus scents belong here as a symbol of sunlight that gives life. You received life from your parents, and you have learned to live with your own means. And now you are coming to the time of your life to manifest your highest potential. Wood element is about growth, creativity, freedom, and flexibility. For better or for worse, family, friends, the society, or even yourself artificially create restrictions so that you feel stuck. After all, we are living in a competitive world, and there is a limited space and resource available. If everybody does as they please, there would only be chaos. The question is, how have you negotiated with these challenges or restrictions? If there is a roadblock, do you smash it? Do you make a detour? Or do you deny that it exists? And if you have not been successful, then it's time to reconsider your approach. Essential oils in wood elements are mostly cooling in nature. Many are familiar culinary herbs used to alter the taste of base food. We have medicinal herbs which are considered tonic, helping you at the blood level. At most interior of wood element, I place spiritual scents because everything you do close to your heart is a spiritual act. Fire element is about your true original self in the highest form. We spend most of our life trying to be someone when all we have to do is to remember who we are, just as a seed of plant knows what kind of flower it will become. The heart is our essence, our pure self. In its perfect form, it is full of joy and beauty. The heart is the home of our Shen, our spirit. When our Shen is strong, it will show in our whole presence, the way we act and conduct our lives. Contradicting to the image of fire, the energetic is the innermost yin and inviting and cooling. Essential oils in fire elements are flowers, which is the most delicate and manifested at the peak of plant's life. Some are exotic and extravagant, others are humble, understated but elegant ones. Each has its own story. The choice of flower reveals a lot about the person. How do we unmask and realize our true nature, hidden behind the emotional baggage we carry? This is the work of Aromancy. If you want to learn more about Aromancy, please send me an email at info.aromancy@gmail.com.